All right, today I'll be talking from a book, The Mamba Mentality by Kobe Bryant. And one thing he talks about is that when it came to basketball, he had no fear. And what he means by that is if he wanted to implement something new into his game, he would see it, whether in person or in film, go out and practice it immediately for as long as he could, and then he'd start using it right away in games. And so he said that this created a short learning curve for him. And he wasn't afraid of missing or looking bad or being embarrassed because he always had the end goal in mind of where he wanted to get to as a basketball player. And so he cared more about that than what other people thought, even if he threw up an air ball or looked bad trying a new shot. So Kobe said that by the time he reached the league, he had a very short learning curve because he could see something, download it, and work really hard, and then start using it immediately. And so he said that this was all due to his desire to be the best. He had a constant craving and a yearning to improve and be the best basketball player in the world. And so he never had any external forces motivating him. It was always intrinsic and within. Kobe also says that from a very young age, he devoured film. It was always fun for him. And Kobe says that some people enjoy looking at a watch, and other people enjoy figuring out how a watch works. And what he means by that is he was always asking himself why questions, why people do what they do in certain plays or react in different ways when the defense plays you a certain way. And so Kobe says that the biggest element that changed over time was he went from watching what was occurring in the game to trying to figure out what could have and should have occurred. So film studies became more of an active learning process for him rather than just passively watching film. Kobe also says that he found mentors and worked on cultivating relationships with the greats who came before him. Guys like Kareem Abdul Jabbar, Bill Russell, Magic Johnson, Jerry West. And so he said these guys taught him valuable lessons that gave him an edge over the competition. Lastly, Kobe says that awareness is just super, super important. He says that his mental preparation varied depending on his headspace. So if he felt that he needed to get hyped up, he'd listen to some hard music. If he needed to soothe himself, he'd listen to music that he used to listen to back in the high school bus before games, and that kind of put him in a really good state. He said if he needed to calm himself, sometimes he would sit in total silence and it would put him in the right mindset. But he says ultimately the key is being aware of how you're feeling and how you need to be feeling. So he says it all starts with awareness. And Kobe demonstrated time and time again having that awareness to listen to his body and act accordingly. And so that is it for today from the Mamba mentality, and I hope that helps.